Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. And while you were away with commercials, we were having fun with the hardest working captain in sailing, and that's Ken Block with Park City Sailing.
Welcome.
Welcome, my friend. It's great to have you here.
Great to be here this morning.
Yeah, it's just terrific. It's one of those days out there where you're probably looking at the weather saying, you know what, there's plenty of wind right now. Nice time to get out on the water.
There's plenty of wind, and it's been raining,
Yeah.
and I live up above the Jordanelle, and I'm watching the water levels coming up on a daily basis. So in spite of the lack of snow, things are looking promising out there.
That's terrific. I'm glad to hear that for sure. So you've got a lot of boats over there at Jordanelle, and you keep adding to them. It's great.
Yeah, we've just added another boat to our fleet. Actually, one sailboat and 2 new power boats. We call them our safety boats, which are important, particularly when you have a lot of kids on the water. You want to have adults nearby to help if something happens, such as a capsize, which is inevitable in sailing. We teach kids to capsize. But yeah, our fleet is now at, I think it's 36 boats, and several of them are in the water and rigged, ready to go sailing this week.
That's a regular Navy you've got there, my friend.
Well, for a sailing program in the Wasatch back, it's a pretty formidable fleet. It compares to clubs in major metropolitan areas.
Yeah, and that's especially true when you consider the type of boats. You guys have some incredible boats for young people and adults alike to learn to sail.
The program now takes kids from, even if you have a younger child, you can certainly bring them down to one of our open houses. But we have our Guppy program, which is 5 to 7-year-olds. Its first year was last year, incredibly successful. One of the most fun things to watch, because these kids are out there at times, they're learning to sail, but they're also playing pirate. They're just having the most wonderful time. Those are the best photos on our website when you look at the Guppies. And then 900 total enrollment last year, from sailing lessons to racing to our open house Sailapalooza, which is coming up in 2 weeks on the 30th and 31st, which is a great opportunity from like 10 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon to go down into the Jordanelle. All you have to do is pay the park entry fee, and we take you out for your first sailing experience. Or for some people, it's reacquainting them with the sport. And around noon, we have our grill going, and we have hamburgers and hot dogs, free of charge. So that's the next big event. But what's going on right now is every day the enrollment for our junior program is growing and growing. We expect to have record numbers this year. We have a bunch of returning instructors, and we know we're going to have a great opportunity for the kids in the greater Park City area for the summer.
I've had so much fun with you when I came down and spent some time at the cardboard regatta and different things, and we see these kids who this becomes, it's not only like a family experience when their family comes, but it's also their new family of friends and associations that they make that are very strong bonds. I was kind of shocked by this. I think every club has some bonding experiences, but the bonding experiences that happen on these boats is different. I don't know how else to describe that. It just is different.
It's, on the soccer field, in the baseball field, and not to take away any of those sports. We all play them, lacrosse. But the difference is, while sailing is somewhat a team sport, because some boats require 2, 3, 4, and the big boats, crews of a dozen or so people, but the amount of communication required to sail the boat is incredible. And the empowerment, particularly for the younger kids, of being able to, in a day or two, take the boat and be able to sail from point A to point B on their own with just a little guidance of the instructor from the safety boat. There's just a sense of empowerment that's incredible.
Yeah, and also I saw, and this was kind of neat, some leadership skills that I don't think you get anywhere else, because you're teaching young people, especially when they're in a boat that requires a couple of people, or even in this situation where we see a couple of boats near each other, that communication, that crew resource management skill that we see that is so important in the future and so transferable. That's what I saw, and I was just blown away by the maturity of these kids.
Well, you learn instantaneous problem solving, because Mother Nature
Right.
throws some stuff at you, and to keep the boat upright. And as you can see, there was a local sailor, Karsten Gilwald, sailing just there. To keep the boat in balance and in trim requires a lot of very, very quick thought. And if the thought process isn't right, you get wet very quickly.
Yeah, you find out the hard way.
Yeah.
And you said that you teach capsizing. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure that's like probably the most important thing, but it didn't even occur to me.
The less adventurous kids, have a fear of capsizing. What's going to be like? The boat's going to roll over on me, and the water's going to be cold. So instead of waiting for it to happen, we make it happen. And it becomes, if you pick a really, really hot day to do it, the kids actually enjoy it, and you overcome the fear, and the instructors are really, really good, and they'll get in with the kids and demonstrate it. But it's super important to recognize that if you sail, at some point, and particularly when you sail what we call a centerboard boat, you're going to capsize, and you might as well experience it in a controlled environment, so that when it does happen in the non-controlled environment, you're very, very comfortable with it. We're speaking about education. I do want to mention that this year we're enhancing what we call STEM: science, technology, engineering, and math. It's a popular acronym. It's a directive from Governor Herbert to have the schools improve their STEM program. There's lots of good reasons behind it, and we're infusing more STEM into our sailing curriculum. And on our website, you'll also see that we're going to have 2 unique STEM weeks. So instead of the traditional science camp, like rockets and stuff, you're going to go and learn to sail, but you're going to learn to sail from a much more scientific aspect. And you'll learn about meteorology. You'll learn about how to measure displacement, how to draw vector diagrams, how to measure the size of a sail.
Center of gravity, all that stuff, right?
So there's some really exciting stuff. And for the kids that don't like science, they will learn science, technology, engineering, and math in the most non-invasive way, because the instructors are very, very good at doing that.
Yeah, it's that hidden learning.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that. Learning disguised as fun.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
Well, learning should be fun.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to discover your passions. You may not think that you enjoy math because you're taking tests or in a traditional classroom environment, and then when you learn it in a practical form, it may get someone to enroll in a higher level math class next year, which is, things that we hope.
Yeah, and not complain about it, which is nice for the parents. Yeah. Talk to me for a moment about, because I kind of want to touch on what the membership is like and what the activities are like. Give me a little more of a feel for a typical weekend out on the water.
Well, it's really, we usually talk about it as a whole week. Okay. So things kind of really start out on Monday. So Monday through Friday for 8 weeks, that begins June 15th, is the junior program.
Okay.
And again, guppies 5 to 7, and then 8 to 17. There are morning programs, there are afternoon programs. Some are taught in these little Optimist dinghies that you've seen in the video. They're little boxes. And then we have boats called Club 420s that the older kids learn on, and these have what's called a trapeze, where the forward crew literally wears a harness and gets outside of the boat with their feet on the rail. Their body is completely out to hold the boat up, and these boats get up on what's called a plane and get partially out of the water. Lots of fun. Tuesday nights, we have our laser racing. Now, these are privately owned boats. The Laser is a Olympic class dinghy. They've been around since the early 70s. There are about 40 of them in the area. We've had as many as 25 or so come out on a Tuesday night. There's a small annual fee to participate in that. Alternating Tuesday nights, we have family sailing. Kids are racing, and at the same time, we have an instructor or two or volunteer with the Rhodes 19 or the J22 to take people who want to just go experience sailing. And so a way to, get your foot in the water,
so to speak.
Try it, and hopefully sign up, take some lessons. Thursday nights, we race on our Elliots. We have 8 Elliott 6 meters. This was a donation that was made 3 years ago. These are boats that are...
It's a very exciting donation, I remember.
Oh, yeah. I mean, worth $350,000 to, a small sailing club, outside of Park City. And we do have opportunities for slightly experienced crew to come and sail with the experienced racing crews. And then through Monday through Sunday, we have a combination of adult lessons, both private and group, and that'll get updated on the website in the next few days. Hint to some board members that are watching. Some action items will be done today, and we'll have a great group of teachers, so people that want to get their skills updated, or someone that wants to try, or a family, or a group of friends. So there will be both private lessons and group lessons. And then we have our charter program. Now, the umbrella over this is what's called community sailing. Sailing has gone through a metamorphosis in the last decade or so. It became very expensive. Access to the water became prohibitive.
Right.
The little boatyard sold out to a condominium complex. You know, various issues like that all around the world, not just in the U.S. So the concept of community sailing is for nonprofit clubs to form, acquire boats, and make them accessible and affordable to the community. So a membership in Park City Sailing, individual membership, is a whopping $65 a year. Family membership is $125, $35 for our youth membership. And then we have an a la carte menu. You can sign up and join the laser racing. But the best part is early season, which ended May 1st. For $350, you got access to 2 J22s, which is a great stable keel boat. And you can take 5, 6 people sailing, and 2 Rhodes 19s, 19-foot boat that'll hold 6 people in a deep, dry, comfortable cockpit. Wow. And you have access to the boat from the middle of May until early October, and these boats are sailed in 3-hour increments. We have an online reservation system, and we ask the members to kind of police the maintenance of the boats. Sure. And let us know if there's, you know, a sail needs a repair, even though we have all new sails this year for our Opties and our J22s. And it makes sailing very, very affordable. And you know, wow, that's our goal. And then last but not least, probably the area that we touch the greatest number of people is our relationship with the National Ability Center. And I think everybody knows the goal and the role of that organization. And 3 years ago, we began a partnership with them where we provide therapeutic/adaptive sailing to their clients that come down. So we'll have a group of NAC clients that'll come down. Some will be paddleboarding, some will be learning how to water ski, some will just be hanging out on the beach, and others are going out and going sailing. And those populations include wounded warriors. We had visually impaired sailors. Next week we have a group with addictive personality traits going out to just get out of Salt Lake and get in a completely different environment. Warrior families. We had kids with amputations, kids with diabetes, all getting out of their traditional environment into a place that's either quiet or serene, or providing a learning experience away from the classroom, away from the program. And we had 354 people joined us in the what we call outreach.
And this is just, every time I talk to you, I'm aghast at how different this is than what I had in New England, what I recall of the sailing clubs there, or the yacht club, which was just, you're just not going to be doing that unless your parents were millionaires. Yeah, this is community sailing at its finest.
It's community sailing under the umbrella of that, but also I have to speak about our board members and our volunteers, because this organization, the heavy lifting is done by the community. And just 2 weekends ago, Saturday and Sunday, there were group cleaning boats, putting in masts. It takes a village.
And doing the hard work.
Yeah,
awesome.
It takes a village, and we've got a great village here, and we just want to expand it. Even if it's just coming down for Sailapalooza and giving it a try.
It's the best place to start, for sure.
Absolutely, and Chris mentioned the website, sailpc.org. It has everything you need to know. Contact information for all the board members is there. Just please give me or any board member a call. And if you have a nonprofit organization and you're looking for a donation, we're very, very open. We give a lot of junior sailing weeks away. Over 25% of our junior sailors last year sailed on full scholarships, because we believe that it should be inclusive, not exclusive. And there's a large underserved population in this town. Most people see the glitz and the Mercedes and the Audis and the big, beautiful homes. But, there's a large Latino community, and these kids need to do some things during the summer. We have a lot of Latino kids coming out, getting their first sailing experience. And, as a volunteer, boy, you want something to make you feel good. It's that and the outreach program. So we've got a complete package now.
And a lot of opportunities for everyone to be part of it, both from the volunteer side, and of course, from participating. Park City Sailing, thank you so much, Ken.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Sailapalooza, that's on the 30th, right?
30th and 31st.
31st, both days. All right, so make sure you get out to that. And, of course, check out the website for more information on all of the activities that Park City Sailing is involved in. We'll be back with more right here on the Mountain Morning Show.